Hello people, again welcome to AngularJs tutorials. In previous tutorial we studied about how list object is created in AngularJS in two ways. Today we will be discussing now how to access those list objects in AngularJS, how they are accessed, how the data of list object is shown on user interface, that is UI. So for that, let us first define our list object. Suppose list obj is the name I am giving. One array you will have to create, and inside this array you will have to define your objects. I am taking homogeneous object, it means the key value pair will be same for all the objects. So this is name, suppose this is apple I am giving, and one more attribute I am taking, that is color, red. Now our first object is ready. So two more objects we will take. Suppose one more name I am taking, and this is orange, and one more attribute, that is color. I am taking same key value of key in all objects. I will tell you why I am taking the same keys. You can see here the same keys I am taking in all objects, and I will explain it why but later. Orange will be the color. One more object we will have to create, and again name. This time let's take mango, comma, and one more attribute, and it's yellow. So we already know how to access the attributes of one object, that the name of the object, comma, the key, and again the name of the object, comma, key, color. But what happens in list object is that you cannot directly access the attributes using list object dot key, because you can see that there are multiple objects. So if you use list object dot name, then your program will not understand that what list dot object dot name will be, because there are already three names, you can see. So your compiler will get confused. So AngularJS gives us that privilege to show the data of list object on UI through one directive, that is ngRepeat. So how ngRepeat works is, you will have to create a div, and you will have to iterate it. How? This is the directive you will have to write. Okay, now our directive is ready. This directive does what? It converts these objects into index. It means that if we talk about this object, then the index of this object in this array is 0. This is 1 and this is 2. The concept of array will be same in AngularJS also, like that is they will start with 0, then 1, then 2, like that, and dot length will define the length of the list object, whatever variable I have defined, that will be the length of the array object whatever we have created. Okay, let us print that also. I am giving the message, let us take one div, the length of the list obj is, length is calculated in the same way, that name of the object you have created dot length, that's it, that will show the length. Now this is 0th element, this is first element, this is second element. Now in ngRepeat what we will do is, to access the list object attributes, take a random variable. I am taking x, then write in x in and the name of the object. I am copying it and pasting it here. Now what it will do is, x, now this will start iterating. This x will, in first iteration, this x will contain first object, this object, name apple, color red. In second iteration, this x will now become the first index of the array, that is name orange, color orange, and this one is the last object. So again it will now go to the second object, that is 0, 1, 2, and then it will contain the complete object. So I am printing this for you so that you can easily understand. Okay, let me run this program and then we will move towards showing attribute on UI. Next, finish. So now you can see the length of the object is 3, it means 3 objects are there in the list object, that is why the length is 3. Now you can see that this has iterated one by one and this has picked all the objects, single objects. Okay, now we will use the concept of accessing attributes of single object, that is, in first iteration x will contain these values, this object. So if we do x dot name, this will print apple. If we do x dot color, this will print red. In second iteration again the code will be same, because you are already iterating. This is just like array concept, like we were using for loop and then we were printing the value of the element whatever was stored in the array at 0 1 2 3 position. So let us create one more div, so that I am not removing this, instead I am creating one more div. And then now this x contains what? This, in first iteration this x contains the complete object. So we will do x dot name and x dot color, then that will print the name. So I am giving a message name is one br tag, so that next output will come in next line, and color is x dot color, because x is containing the one object at a time. In first iteration this will iterate for one time, then in first iteration this will go here, this will find the list object, this will absorb the value of the first object into x, and then x dot name will print. So let us now print this. Finish. Yes, now you can see in first iteration it printed two things, name is apple, color is red. Now it again iterated for one more time. This time it picked the index 1, and the index at 1 position the object is name orange, color orange. So it printed, sorry this one we will take because we rerun the program. In second iteration it picked the value, it picked the object at first index and name is orange, color is orange. Again it iterated for one more time and again picked this object, the last object, that is name mango, color yellow. So it printed that value for us. So this is the concept of accessing the attributes of any list object through ngrepeat. ngrepeat is a built-in directive in AngularJS. Now if you want to print the index of this of x, right now x is one object at a time in each iteration. So now if you want to capture the index, then you will have to do track by $index. This line you will have to add in AngularJS line where you are doing the ngrepeat, so that this will capture one object at a time, as well as this will capture the current index of this object, x object, and it will print this. Okay, so I am printing it here, index is, and for printing the index you will have to again pass $index, not only index. Here also you will have to do $index, here also you will have to do $index, and this will start capturing the position of each object in one iteration, next iteration, second iteration, third iteration, and so on. So in first iteration it will pick the 0th element, so the index position will be 0. Now let us run this program and see is it printing or not. Yup, it is printing. See, let me put a br tag so that you can see more clearly. Here I have not put br tag, so let's put br tag and let's refresh our code. Yup, so here you can see this was the first attribute, index is 0, and the object attributes are name, color, name apple, and value red. Index position 0, name apple, color red. Again it iterated for one time. This time it picked the first index value, pick the attributes of the object like name is orange, color is orange, index is 2, and name is mango, color is yellow. So friends, this is the way of accessing data through ngrepeat in AngularJS for the list object, where the key is same in all the cases. Now let us take one more case where we want to access element of a list object, but the key is not same in all the cases. Suppose this is name 1, this is color 1, this is name 2, this is color 2. So if color 2. So now if you try to access this object through ngrepeat, so this will pick up first element, and that time name will be apple, color will be red in first iteration. Now suppose it iterated for the second time. This time it will contain name 1 and color 1. So do you think that if you will print x dot name it will print? No. In second case it will fail, in third case also it will fail, because here you are printing x dot name, and you in one ngrepeat you cannot define other key here. If you want to do name 1 and color 1, then it will print only this value. This will not understand that this is name and this is name 1. This will not understand the concept, this will not understand the variable name, and that is why this will not print. So that is why we keep homogeneous keys in all these objects and then print through and repeat. Now if you want to keep these heterogeneous keys like they are different, then you will have to first store the object. Suppose I am putting it object 1 apple, no, let's put it like this, apple object. So apple is on the first place of this list object, so you will have to now capture this with index list object of 0. Now this will be a single object, apple object, and this will contain the 0th object of the list object, that is name apple. Similarly for orange also, orange, sorry spelling is wrong, orange object equals to, you will have to again capture list the index of list object, and then you will have to store that into orange object, that is single object. Similarly dollar scope dot, third one is mango obj equals to list object of 2, that's it. Now this will pick the 0th object of the list array object or list object into apple object. Similarly for orange object, similarly for mango object, and the array position is index is 1 and 2. So this will work fine. Now but yeah, see the only difference is now we cannot use ng repeat if we use heterogeneous keys in a list object. Then you will have to manually capture the object from the position with this position, and then you will have to store it in a variable. Similarly you will have to capture the first element of the array list, and then you will have to create one more object, and in that you will have to store this. And similarly for 2, this will be list object. Now you can print them separate. I'm not going to do for all, I'm just going to do for apple object. Rest you can do by yourself. Let's take one more div and let us now print apple object. So apple object dot name and apple object, I'm copying and pasting it, apple object dot name, one br tag, and apple object dot apple object dot color. And now you can run this and you can see that it will print. Sorry, some problem has come, let me see. The problem has come is like, I will show you so that even you can understand that here I have defined list object using dollar scope, while here I am trying to access directly list object without using dollar scope. That is why this will give you the error that list object is not defined in AngularJS. So for that, whatever definition you are using, you will have to use that only, means with dollar scope only you can access, you cannot directly use list object. Okay, now run, now you will get the output. Now see, name is apple, color is red. It is coming in br tag because here after index only I am putting the br tag. So let us remove index, and now let us run this program. So you can see that whatever we are trying with ng repeat here, these all are from ng repeat, and only second object is dot name and dot name 1 and color 1, only this object is there. So here it is printing, rest both first index and second index is empty. Okay, and the third is, here we are printing apple object dot name and apple object dot name, whatever we created the single object, then it is also printing. So that is the problem with using heterogeneous keys. So try to keep similar keys in all the objects, the value can be different, and that this is the way of accessing the properties or attributes of any object from list object. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. Try some more examples by yourself so that you can understand the functionality. See you in next tutorial. Bye bye.